Sure is beautiful, isn't it? That contaminated, radioactive sea of Boston. Well, a little bit outside. Weather doesn't look too... Oh, hang on, sorry. Oh, look who it is. Look who's back and tuned in to rebuilding the Commonwealth. I know you guys have missed me. Don't worry, I've missed you guys too. But, yeah, my last upload was about a year ago. Another one of my famous hiatuses. Hopefully that will now change. There's a lot has happened. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a bit of a clean-up. And while I'm doing that clean-up, I will talk to you guys and fill you in on what you can expect. So, yeah, it's been quite some time. We're on Spectacle Island today. Have I forgotten about Warwick Homestead? No, I haven't. I have logged in and I have run around doing all kinds of bits to refresh myself with the controls. The naval base over there will continue to be a thing, don't you worry. But I thought Spectacle Island because I had a brainwave while I was working the other day, or rather not working the other day, and I figured this would be a nice place to start. So, where the fuck have I been? Well, I'll tell you where the fuck I've been. Well, not that I'm monetized anyway, but that would be my demonetization if I swore twice that quickly. So I'm going to go around here and I'm going to scrap basically everything to get some extra materials before we start doing a survey, which is our classic way of doing things. Well, since this time last year, there's been quite a few developments in my life. And probably a little bit before. So in the middle of 2022, before I came to my hiatus, I kind of decided in my life that I needed a different direction with it. You see, I thought what I was doing now was what I wanted to do with my life. You know, I thought, right, I've got the job that I've wanted for the past 3 or 4 years. It's I've got that job. I'm happy. But I went to my partner's graduation, and while I was at that graduation, I watched her getting her degree and the family celebrating, and it was a very, very proud moment. And I have all the admiration for her, absolutely all of the admiration. But then afterwards, I'm a reflective person, you see. And I decided, hey, that could have been me, because I'm 30 years of age now, and I kind of just thought to myself, hey, I didn't go to university. College. If you're for my American viewers, I didn't go to college. So when I saw what she'd achieved, I thought, that could have been me. I could have done that. So I've kind of set my sights on education again. Since that time, my partner has actually moved in with me. So Mrs. O'Banion, or Mrs. Oliver S, has moved in with me. So I'm now a household of 2, and I have been acclimating to that change. As such, I've gone from not sharing my space with anyone for the best part of 3 years to now I live with somebody else, and it's been an adjustment, not a bad adjustment, but it's just one that I'm like, oh, I actually have to think about things before I just decide to eat all the cookies. I can't just go and grab the cookies. I have to go and double check that in case that she wanted them for a occasion. And it feels very strange leaving someone who is not my family, like immediate family, like blood family, whatever, unattended in my property with my keys. So it's a very strange feeling, but it's one I'm getting used to. It's the first time I've ever actually lived with someone who wasn't my immediate family, like my mother, father, that sort of thing. So adjustment period needed. All well and good though. So that's the update. She's not actually in the house right now. She is currently out visiting family, so I thought it'd be a good time to get in the zone and talk to you guys. So that's another change. Thirdly, I finally did actually achieve my exams. So before this year, I passed my financial advice exams in this country. So I'm now qualified to give advice on mortgages, property, all that kind of stuff. So I can actually tell people what to do with their money. I'm qualified to tell people what to do with their money, but I'm not actually authorised to tell people what to do with their money because I have to comply with the regulators of this country, which I cannot currently do unless I join a firm which allows me to do it. But I passed that right before Christmas, and I'm really proud of myself. It's I never thought I'd be able to ace things that quick. I passed it really quickly. Normally they say you need 6 months for each module if you want to get really in depth with it. But I passed all 3 modules in 6 months, which kind of blew my mind when I looked at the past results, and I was like, oh, wow, I've actually done this in about a third of the time that everyone else does. But also at the same time, I've been working in the industry 5 years, so if a lot of it didn't stick with me, I would be quite concerned. So just going to scrap all this. This is the survey episode. On top of that, I've been taking my fitness very much more seriously. I found out just before my birthday, my 30th. I work in a big city, and I have to take the train to work every day because it's quite a distance to work. And one day I was coming back to the train station to get my train home, and I was running a little bit late, a couple of minutes, and my train was just about to leave. It was, in position. They were making final calls, and I was on the other platform, and I had to run up one flight of stairs, about 20 yards to the end of this walkway, and then down a set of stairs. So all in all, 50 feet? 50 feet, if that. I got to the end of that 50 feet, fell onto the train almost, sat down in my seat, and I thought, yeah, I've made it. I've got the train. I'm going to be home at the normal time. And then I suddenly felt like I was about to have a fucking heart attack because my chest was like, what are you doing? Why the hell are you running? This is not what you should be doing. And as I sat there dying, I had to ask for another passenger's bottle of water to stop myself from basically dying. And it was at that moment I thought, a man who has just turned 30 years of age, or at that point just about to turn 30 years of age, should not be about to die from running 100 feet. If I was 75, that would be slightly more acceptable, but I'm supposed to be in my prime. So I decided, no, I need to do something about this. I'm not going to be dying from a short run. So I decided to get started on running and cardio. So I believe it's 3 times a week now. I go for a proper run, I'm still doing intervals, as it were, like 30 seconds walking and then like a minute running, for example. But even doing intervals, I can now comfortably run 5k. So I'm now running 5k about 3 times a week, and I've served my eviction notice on my beer gut. I've lost a fair bit of weight, and I'm in a much oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm in a much healthier shape, and I'm really quite proud of myself. I've really improved on my physical fitness, so that's a good thing. On top of that, I have taken up martial arts as well as a kind of supplement to it. It's Tai Chi, so I actually went and got my own customised sabre for it. So I have my own sword, as it were, and I am currently working on I'm due to take my assessment for level 1 in that very soon, and I'm working currently on stuff for my level 2. For those of you who don't know, I can't even speak today, sorry. For those of you who don't know, Tai Chi has, I believe it's 7 levels. I think it used to be 5, but now it's 7. And level 1 is if you're fighting with your sword while not moving, so it's the standard strikes and everything. And then level 2, you start moving, walking while you're doing your strikes, and you learn the 6 sixes, which are like balance exercises. I'm not going to bore you with all of the in-depth details. So you do level 2, and then you go to sparring at level 3, and then you move up to the unarmed form at level 5, and you can fight in tournaments, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's really hard work, but I'm picking it up really quickly. And I really hope I get good at it, because I've never been good at a martial art in my life. So, to be fair, I was in school and throughout my early adult life, I was never very good at anything physical. I was always one of the slowest kids in my my class groups when I was younger. I sucked at basically every single sport. No one would ever pick me, and I was basically the idiot you put in goal. During the football picking out on the playground, you just go, oh, don't worry, he's crap at pretty much everything. Just stick him in goal, and then I just sort of stand there and dribble for a while in the opening of the goal until maybe like once every 5 minutes the ball might come my way, and they're like, oh great, now we've got to rely on him. Nice. Now we've got to rely on him to get the ball out of the goal. It wasn't a fun time. I never really cared much for sports either. It's probably why I grew up having absolutely no enthusiasm for sports. You know, I don't support football teams. I don't really like watch sports at all, unless it's the World Cup, because that's out of patriotism more than a passion for the sport. Yeah, so if it's England playing, then I watch it. Otherwise, no, I'm really not into sports. So that's also another big change. So martial arts, my running, my preparing for education, as it were. I'm looking at studying law, which will be really nice. I've pretty much got pre-acceptance for a fast track course, so I can do it in 2 years instead of 3. So I'm just making sure that I'm going to be financially comfortable enough to be able to do that, because unlike most students just leaving their high school, secondary school, wherever you may reside, I don't have the ability to just go and rent a student place and off I go, because I am shackled to a mortgage. So I don't really want to sell up to come off of a property ladder that I'm already on, because it will be much harder to get back on it at a later stage. So I'm looking at taking it with me, and that's taking a lot of resources just to make sure I'm not overreaching in terms of my financial stuff. Oh yes, of course, I completely forgot about that. So that's taken up a lot of my time. I'm looking at getting this place sold and moving, so that's taken a lot of my time and effort recently. I think these can be taken out. Or maybe they can't, I'm just going to have to deal with them. But don't worry, I've always had this series in the back of my mind. I've always wanted to come back and do it, but every time I've thought about it, it's like, oh, no. Plus as well, because my partner is slightly younger than myself. I'm 30, she's a couple of years under me. Because she's technically the next generation, as it were. Because I can't even speak, I'm so sorry. I'm a millennial. She is, it's the one after Gen Z, I think. Gen Z. All of her friends, having graduated at similar times to her, they're all having engagements and getting married, so pretty much as soon as one finishes up, another one's gotten engaged, and you know, being invited to those. So I've had to use a lot of my social efforts on those, which haven't led me much time to actually plan out a build like this. And quite a few other games have come out. Not that I really buy much of them, but there's a few games out there that have really... I've just needed some mindless fun to keep my head in the game. When I say mindless fun, I'm talking like Supermarket Simulator. You know, that is a lot more fun than it has any business being. Like, if you haven't tried that game, fucking buy it. You're not going to be disappointed. Okay, scrap all these. And I would say that all of my friends are getting married and having kids and getting engaged and all that, but most of my school friends are already happily engaged, happily married. I think a couple of them have probably popped out their second child by this point, but I have a very small circle of friends, not because I'm inherently unlikable or something like that, but I can't be dealing with the drama of having loads and loads of friends. You know, one person's always doing this, and one person's pissing off that person, and oh dear, you know. And I just can't be dealing with shit like that. So I like to keep a smaller circle of friends, keep things a little more drama-free, as it were. So I don't really have many of those social engagements to go to very much for any of my friends. I have I think 3 or 4 close friends, and I don't keep in touch with them constantly, but I know they're around if I need to ask for help from anybody. So again, that's quite a bit of my social skills and my social battery, as it were, used on that. Because although I am pretty confident in social situations, in fact my partner always jokes she never sees me when we go to these, because I do magic, like a magician, card magic, and as soon as I pull out a deck of cards at a social gathering and I do like 1 or 2 tricks, suddenly I have every single person in the entire venue queuing up to see magic tricks, and although it's fun to do, it can be a little bit tiring. But my partner never sees me when we go to those events, because I'm being pulled pillar to post by just about everyone who wants to see a trick. It's quite fun, but again, takes a lot of social power. Because I am a believer in the social battery. If your social battery is low and you cannot be dealing with people, then it's going to reflect poorly on yourself, and to maintain your mental health, it's something you need to be mindful of. So yeah, that's the gist of what I've been doing in the past sort of year. I'm in a good position now, but don't get me wrong, there's just a never-ending list of bleeding things to get through, and it can be a bit tiring. It hasn't really left me the time I've needed to actually plan out a build properly, which is why I've stepped away from Warwick Homestead, because I feel like if I just dive back into that, and it was a complicated build, that has a lot of facets to it. If I just dive right back into that, I am not going to be able to do that to the quality that you guys will come to expect from me, and that's not fair. So that's where that one's going. But now that I actually have some time to devote to this, I am going to be unable to record for the next couple of days, because I am taking a much needed vacation. After that, though, I can pretty much get back to recording consistently. There's a lot less things going on in my life that need attention. I mean, well, I might as well record some stuff anyway, because the way the world's going at the moment, we're all going to get blown up in not too long. I'm joking, of course. But let's talk about this for a few moments, because it was only the other week. One of the reasons that I've been inspired to come back and continue doing this. Only one of. There are plenty of reasons, not just this. But I suddenly started getting notifications from YouTube. I keep getting notifications anyway when people comment, so I had a few new people being like, hey, I'm going to binge watch this series. And to you I say, good luck, because that's a lot of videos, and my early styles at the beginning were absolutely fucking insufferable. I rambled, I talked crap, there were periods of silence where I just didn't know what to say. There were some I didn't even put commentary on because I didn't really know what to say. I was just unlocking settlements. So if you had the stones to watch through those early videos, my god, I feel sorry for you, and I'm also very impressed. So that's where I stand on that one. But yeah, if you're one of those people, thank you and welcome, and I hope you enjoy the series from this point forwards, because although I'm not perfect and I still have some stuff I want to accomplish, you know, I welcome you. I also get the feeling that that free update that they put out is going to screw with me in future, but that's a story for another day. But I started getting notifications of subscribers, which isn't anything new. If I occasionally pick up a new binge watcher, it's not uncommon for them to hit the subscribe button. But I started getting them by, you know, 5, 6 at a time, and I thought to myself, what on earth, why am I getting so many subscribers? I've not posted anything. Until I did the maths, and I thought, hold on a moment, it's because of the Fallout TV series. There's been a renewed interest in my series because of the Fallout series. Well, there's been a renewed interest in Fallout as a whole, to be honest, but particularly my series has had a hit of viewers and a hit of extra comments, extra subscribers, and yeah, I actually did watch the Fallout TV series. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I was quite impressed by how close to the lore the makers, the producers actually did. But then again, that's not really surprising because Todd Howard and all of that were actually involved in the building of this series. So that doesn't surprise me, but I was very impressed by how accurate that they stuck to that, and that everything that happened in it could feasibly have happened lore-wise, like canon. So that was very impressive to watch, and as I say, I really thoroughly enjoyed that TV series. And then I thought to myself, oh, well, that's just extra incentive for me to pick up the old OBS and do some more recording. Ooh. Oh wow, that was a lot of material. That acid is going to be very, very useful. Bear with me, guys. Cool. Yeah, so here I find myself with some time to spare on a Sunday afternoon, and I decided, hey, why not? Why not pick up the camera, talk to it for a little while, and do a survey? Because doing the survey for these settlements is always good. So that's how I've sort of decided the style is going to be. When I do a settlement, the first couple of episodes are going to be, well, first of all, clearing it, as is what you're seeing right now. And then we have the survey, in which I go around, I lay out the design, I lay out the floor plans, I lay out all of the bits and pieces that you will want to see in the settlement, so that I can stick to some kind of blueprint. I'm actually quite interested to see if there's anything behind these. Take all these down. Oh, papers, yep. And I have heard that there is a new update for the game, which is a free update. I think it's 11 years after it was released. Just for clarification and full disclosure, I have not downloaded that. I have stuck with all of my old sets of mods because trying to get all of this working at the time was like doing open heart surgery on a fucking mutant. So I have not upgraded my game. I have not updated any of my mods. They are exactly the same as they were at the beginning of the series. And because all of the new mods coming out are likely to be for the newer version of the game, I am not keen to add any more. Like, at all. Let's get rid of all this. Yeah, I'm not keen to add more because that's likely just going to be a death sentence. I have meticulously disabled all updates for my mods through my Nexus mod manager, and I am maintaining the old patch on Fallout. On the old Fallout patch, so that I don't fall into the trap of making them all broken. Oh, hello. Is there another radio? Oh, yeah, of course there's radioactive barrels. So all of the guns I have are still working. As far as I'm aware, there have been no side effects. I haven't had any mods break on me at this point, but clearing this island, I have seen some of the trash like leaves I have not been able to pick up. I really hope that is a settlement-specific issue, and that it doesn't carry over to all my other ones, because that's going to either make a lot of work for me to hide it all, or it's going to cause a lot of shit for me later down the line. Shit I really don't want to have to deal with, but I will do for the sake of the series if I do. Ooh, trash. Lots of trash. I actually quite like trash in this game. Very, very good. Right, here we go. Dryers. So, how are you guys? Have you been looking forward to my return? Of course you've been looking forward to my return. I love you guys. No, so it's always a pleasure. Whenever I see comments from you guys, makes me happy. So seeing them again will make me even happier. And a happy me means more videos. Right, let's get up onto here, and we'll start looking around. Oh. Have I just become over-encumbered? Oh, caps lock. Of course it was. Okay. So, if you didn't see my... I would say... I want to call them tweets, but they're not tweets. They're the ones you put through the community tab on YouTube. If you haven't seen that, then I did say what I was going to do for this settlement, which... if you don't know, I plan on making this the Minuteman Correctional Facility, and I don't know whether I'm going to create a new band of the army for it. I've had to go and refresh myself on the kits that I've made for these guys. It's not been an easy process, ladies and gents, but I don't know if I'm going to make a new arm of the Minuteman military for this, but if I do, then I will of course take some... Well, I'm going to be taking name suggestions anyway, but please feel free to suggest names of Minutemen. I've still got my handy dandy list, except I think this is a kind of old one, so if you suggested something to me 12 months ago, I'm afraid I may have lost that list, in which case I do apologise. But if you can suggest them again, I'll be happy to write them down, provided I haven't got them already. Fortunately, I kept a spreadsheet on my computer of all of the names we already do have. Oh, holy shit. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Well, I must have done, because they're all empty. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Because it's been a while. Oh. I certainly don't remember these.
Nice.
Huh. Oops. There we go.
Yes.
All empty. Unless this was part of a gun that I've already unlocked and I have just completely forgotten where I found it. Okay, so there's a little bit off here. As you can see, I am very slowly de-rusting on this game. I'm not quite as well versed as I was before. Suppressed AKS-74 Tactical. I don't think I've actually got a tactical. I don't actually think I've got this gun. At least not that variant, anyway. Okay. Well, that was useful. Let's get rid of these. We're dismantling the barge. Sorry, chaps, but you are being evicted. So yeah, I hope you fellas are doing all right. It's certainly been a while. I know a lot of things can happen in 12 months, as I've just told you, it's happened to me. I'd like to think I've made a lot of changes in my life, mostly for the positives. Oh, lovely stuff. Look at all this crap. It's very nice to see you all, honestly. Getting back into the swing of things here is it's been something I wanted to do for a while and just never really got round to it through one reason or another. But it's time for me to stop making excuses and just get on with it. This was or still is rather, a big source of joy for me. So I'm going to have to do something about those gun cases. But for now, they can hover in the air because I can't really do much about that. Debris. The debris I particularly want to get my hands on because the debris gives concrete, and I am desperately short of concrete, as I discovered when I logged in. I say logged in, this game is not online, but I found I was desperately short. See, and this build is going to be quite largely, well, concrete. So I really need to get my arse in gear and get some more concrete. Finally, I can scrap this top layer of containers. You can see what's under this lot. Papers. Where are your papers? Oh, so there wasn't actually anything in the middle of that barge. Just a hollow area. So this is where we find like secrets hidden under most of this map. I would not be surprised if there are some secrets lurking around Commonwealth. So that's where we have to make it like canon that the Minutemen absolutely dominate the wasteland here. Seaweed, seaweed. Wow, there is a lot of crap to get rid of out here. Barnacles. I mean, I don't really have a use for any of this fertilizer. Wow, that is a huge area. Shack planks. Debris. Always want debris. Like this. Shipping containers. Debris, there we go. This is where I find out these have physics and they fall on me and just kill me. Don't worry, I've come back to this game fully expecting crashes, bugs, all that crap. Like, it wouldn't be a Fallout game if it didn't have that. Okay, trash, plywood, container. Great. So that is a barge dismantled. Looks like we have an invisible wall. That's to be expected. This is a Fallout game after all. And I am doing things to this game which were probably never intended. I can't really be too hard on this game. Due to its engine and all that, I don't think it really expected to be abused in the way that I do with all my mods and gameplay. I do test the limits, and quite frankly, the fact this series is going on after coming up to, what, 150 episodes or some crap like that, I'm very surprised the game still functions at all, so... Wild tar berries, seaweeds... Is this deletable? Being pond scum or something? Actually, I think a lot of this is built into the actual barge. It's fine though. Flipping heck. That is a lot of barnacles. These must have been attached to the shipping container that I got rid of. Wow. I'm never going to be short of fertiliser, that's for certain. Okay. Shipping container full of barrels. Extras. Oh. Extra steel. Not going to say no to extra steel. If you are wondering, I have got the perk which allows me to breathe underwater. I have more or less every perk at this point. I mean, I'm something like level 215, something like that, so I have every perk. I wonder if this island is ever going to get attacked. That's the point. I've never actually seen an attack on Spectacle Island before. Kelp. Need things that give me something other than fertiliser. Just saying. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Shipping container. Oh, that was not good. I did not mean to do that. I hit my button a little bit too quickly. I'm sure I'll find a use for it, which is why I put it in the workshop as opposed to just scrapping it. Okay, all of that. Seriously, if anyone wants fertiliser, I could basically open a factory of it right now. I have a feeling the clean-up episode for this is going to have to be 2 parts, just because of how much crap there is to do. It is, after all, an entire island. Okay. Now I can scrap the barge. And we'll go clear up the excess barnacles. There we go, marsh scum. Water is now clean. See a boat out in the ocean there. More barnacles. I'll have to clear the barnacles as and when I find them, because this is going to be impossible to keep up with them all. Now, this island is going to have some trade to and from it, so I want the waters to be as well maintained as I can possibly make them. Bloody hell. No wonder the size of this is so big by default. There's way too many barnacles. Marsh scum, that's clean. Trash, more barnacles. Excellent. More trash, more barnacles. How many times can I say barnacle in an episode, I wonder? Okay. So this part is clean. I'm just going to have to deal with these, as I say, as and when I find them, because if I spend all this time taking them off, I'm never going to do anything else. So if I see them, I'll take them. If I don't, I'm not going to go out of my way to find them. Obviously, if they get in the way of the build, then something needs to be done about them, but you know what I mean. Okay. Trash is gone. This side of the water is now clean. Oh, I see him. Absolutely. And there is a shipping container to get rid of out near the boundaries. Oh wow, that's funny. The barnacles don't even move with the shipping container. Oh dear. Oh, that is right near the boundary, that is. Very close. Cool. And of course we have those floating cases, but I will do something about those as and when we get to it. Things like this can go. We'll clear the beach. Shipping container on the beach. Oh, you know what? It feels good to be back doing this. It really does. I don't know whether my ideas are going to be as creative straight away. I think my creative passions will have to flow a little bit more. Rough grass, fences, razor grain. Cool, get rid of that. Okay, this side of the island I believe is now clean. Well, I say this side, more like this corner. Let's do something about this night time. Is there a place I can bed down? If not, I'll just put down an army cot. Let's just put down an army cot. We'll sleep for 11 hours. Should be nice and quick. The settlement is empty. I'm trying to sleep in the big settlements. Sleeping through the night can take absolutely forever. There we go. Much nicer. Now I can actually see where the issues are as well, so we can actually clear it up. There we go, I can actually pick these up now. Brambles. Brambles. Yeah. Now I can actually see it, we can clean it properly. I'm going to leave this warehouse here up for just a little while, just so I've got a shelter and a temporary staging place for me to construct the base. I will move in all of my uniforms and equipment there. Once I've got it all through. So we're going to clean up, we're going to move in, we're going to set up our staging area, and then we're going to get building. I do wonder how those caravans get over here. I know they basically just walk on the bottom of the sea, but there has to be an easier way for them to get over here. I mean, technically they have boats now at Croot Manor. Croot Manor has boats. I would say Warwick Homestead, but that doesn't actually have a boat yet. It has a husk of a boat, currently sat in a docking station, but not actually in use. The Navy is not on hold, but I need to make sure my creative juices are flowing before I actually do that, or the product is going to be absolutely disgusting. I'll get rid of that. Clear this. There we go. The island is now looking like someone's taken the bulldozer through it, which is exactly the effect I'm going for. I believe this particular patch of grass over here cannot be taken away as it's part of the terrain. That's fine. It's mainly the vegetation in the very centre of the island I'm particularly going to be precious over. Because as far as I'm aware, Spectacle Island is like two great big dips, and it undulates a little bit, so I think the The build is going to need a little bit of finagling, but I've done plenty of stuff that levels terrain, or re-levels it, I should say. Concrete. Rowboats can go. Any trash on the bottom of the sea can disappear. We're making the Commonwealth a nice place to live. Seaweed. Can't do any of that. Lobster float. I think this seaweed and all that is part of the terrain over here, so I can't really mess with that. Thought I heard a vertibird for a second there. Well, seaweed I'm not that fussed about. It's just part of the overall terrain, and it's out in the water. Like, I will not have very much in the way of building out in the water, so I'm not worried about that. Hub flowers, they can go. They don't produce enough food to be viable. Bones sticking through. Seaweed, that can stay. Beach whale, bless him. Tyres. I mean, I do actually need the rubber, not really for building, but I really need the rubber for weapons. Quite a lot of the upgrades that I use for my guns require rubber. I also want to improve the watchability of the series a little bit. I want to see if I can get an actual editor to come and do me like an introduction or something along those lines, but I'm willing to pay a bit of money for a decent one. I'm not going to make anyone work for free. But Fiverr is not what it used to be. I used to have a wealth of people who could assist me on there, and it's all fine. And now, whenever I put up a request, it's like a sweatshop, in the sense that out of like 50 replies, like 49 of them are now written like a script, and they're in like broken English, and they don't actually understand the requirements. But then if you actually pay these people, because I paid one of them to go, what would you actually produce? Because I know you don't understand the assignment. And the kind of things I got back were like stock images that they clearly didn't do themselves. And I feel like a lot of the stuff you get on Fiverr now is just scams, like sweatshop AI production. Well, AI is a big thing, isn't it? There was barely even a talk of AI when I took my hiatus, and now AI basically rules. Oh, what's under here, I wonder? Good bit of debris. Don't mind if I do salvage some stuff off the bottom of the ocean. So yeah, I'm not keen on trying my luck on Fiverr again after the last time. Good whiskey. Like, I just feel like a lot of the stuff you get there is just a scam. So it used to be great, but I now have to go looking. Oh, and I used to get $5 tyre kickers, as I used to call them. They would they'd only want to pay me like $5 when I used to sell on there, because I am a freelance writer, or I used to be on there, and I actually made a decent living out of it for a short while when I was in between jobs. But there were people who would only want to pay you $5, but they'd want like the world. I'd be like, oh, I can only pay you $5, but I want you to write this 50,000 word book and all that. And I'm like, you do realise that my rate isn't $5, and I actually charge by the hour. But I can give you like a pre-agreed limit, and they were like, no, it has to be $5. So I'd give them a $5 effort, and then they'd get really annoyed with me. It's like, well, you get what you pay for, buddy. Unfortunately, I was kind of at the mercy of good reviews on that page, but I made a decent living. I got up to a level 2 seller. I would reopen it to write again if I could actually get the money for it. But as I say, that site is not what it used to be. Okay. I feel like we can get away with keeping this. No, fuck it. No, I'm going to scrap it. What I might do is actually rebuild a boat. If I rebuild the boat out here, I can then put it on there and I can essentially use the boat to act as like a mobile power supply. A bit like what this is doing, but, you know, actually set up properly. I'm going to have to just listen out for that sound so that I can place the generator in the right place. Destroy that. Oh, how did I not spot that last time? Little Irish one. Scrap everything on board here, including that brain fungus. I will be building my own consoles, and I'll be building them a lot better looking than these. Cool. We need to get the Minutemen over here and get this place up to where it should be. There we go. The boat is gone. This side of the island is now clear. Planks. I can get rid of all of these. We don't need them now. The rock I'll keep there because it might be a... Shall leave these posts here. Because this could be a nice little landmark for finding my way back to it. Roots. Get rid of the roots. I say the stuff this far out I'm not too precious about, but I do want to just... I want to clip most of it now so I don't have to clip it all later. I think the Mirelurks used to be out here until I shot them. Maple barks, all of that can go. I think I was actually running low on wood as well, so this is proven to be a massive boon for that. Yeah, grass clusters, brambles, all of you can disappear. Every single one here. Just noticed the floor below me in real life is actually rattling, and I think it's the guy's washing machine downstairs. I'm like, hang on a minute, why is there a mini earthquake going on here? Station, driftwood. Oh my lord. Okay. Let's keep this dock because I might be able to come up with a canonical use for it later. Anything like furniture and that shit though can all go straight into the recycler. So this is where I make my money, or rather resources. I say that as though I'm not sitting on like 30,000 caps. I do also probably have enough in terms of like trash and tools that I could probably just cash them in at Vault. Is it 81? Vault 81, and I can massively boost that. I could probably get easily another 2,500 caps without even thinking about it. But I tend to do a lot of trading of, you know, scrap weapons that I find, so I'm perfectly okay with that. Sorry, buddy. I know you've got your shack over here, but that is been condemned. I've given you your eviction notice. I think the Mirelurks gave you your eviction notice a long time ago, but I'm giving you your official one. Because this shack, I'm afraid, is coming down. Yeah, this ain't up to code. None of this is up to code. So it's all being removed, I'm afraid. Property of the Minutemen. The trees, the grass, the whole lot. You've been evicted, son. Oh. Sometimes finding the anchor point for these is rather difficult. Oh. That was random. Never mind. Yep, clear all of this. Tent can go as well. Sorry about that. Sleeping bag is gone. Straw pillow. I only use comfy pillows. Sorry about that. Yeah. Your home will not be forgotten though. It will go to good uses. Cool. That is gone. Next, we'll work our way up the hill. We'll leave the infrastructure here because we may be able to use these or reposition them. So let's not worry too much about those. I think there must have been a building here, or potentially a planter. Ah, a bit of water. Water can go. Drain that. Plus it's all concrete at the end of the day. Concrete is power over here. It certainly will be when I get building the correctional facility. The foundation is probably going to take most of my concrete, so I'm going to have to do some trips off camera to the vendors. Try and get me some more. Hedges, shrub, cool. Wow, there's a lot of vegetation on this island and it's all being killed. I will be replacing it with some much nicer stuff. Sorry. So yeah, I am essentially building Minuteman Alcatraz out here. We're going to put in some raider prisoners, going to give them some prison jumpsuits, and we're going to get them rehabilitated. Maybe even Minuteman traitors can go here, maybe in another wing. Arguably that should be even worse than them, worse than the raiders. Blasted stumps, cool. Lovely. There we go, the view from the island is looking much nicer. We're nearly there as well, we've nearly cleared all of this. Just got a bit of bluff grass to get rid of. You can tell I'm not used to this, I'm starting to get a headache from where I'm talking so much, and I didn't actually pour myself a drink before this session, which is always a killer. It's always a no-no when I do that. Because I know I'm going to get a headache, my throat is going to kill me by the end of it, and it's getting to the verge of doing so. But I've got enough in me to finish this. Bloody hell, there is so much vegetation to get rid of around here. Ooh. This place is overgrown as hell. Stump. Yeah, that boat is way too far out to be scrappable, so don't need to worry about those. This will probably have a fairly decent naval presence, so that expansion into the navy will probably extend out here. I will leave this shack up here as like a remote guidance point, because I'll probably be making reference to it during the survey. Where is the anchor point for this? I think this might be baked in. That's fine. Fishing rods and all that obviously can go. Sorry that you died out here, but your body will be used for good. Let's put it that way. I think this stuff out here is hard baked. Yeah, I don't think I can actually do anything with these. Which is a shame, but a necessary evil, I guess. I am bending the game to my will, after all. These settlements always defend themselves successfully. Still don't know how the Warwick Homestead failed to do so at one point, because that has got a massive fucking presence of highly armed and well-trained men, with all of the overpowered guns in their defence. So yeah, we'll leave this here because that'll be important. Okay, this hill is more or less clear. I think these are hard baked, unfortunately. Cool. Just going to have a few bits and pieces laying around to clear. Yeah, all hard baked. I'm sure that tree can go as well, but I'm not going to mess with that for now. That's going to be a reference point for the survey. I think we just have this bluff grass out here. And those boats, which we will get rid of. I think these are hard baked again. Yeah, all hard baked, sadly. So I can't do anything with those. That is fine though. Right, let's get over, clear these boats, and then we will call it a day. We're very productive for my first stint back. Plus, this is just giving me the ideas. Clear the boat. That's cool. Anything on this? Oh yes, there is. First aid kit and wood. And box. No, nothing on this boat either. That's not actually there. That is just where it's supposed to render. Because we are messing with the game. I think that's the precoms. Excuse me. Oh. From out, I thought that was another settler. Ah, yeah, provisioner. Must be the one from Sanctuary Hills, potentially. Right. Here we go. So the island is now clear. I mean, with the odd bits and pieces like this, we are clear. Now this is what you call a view. A completely barren, desolate island. This is going to take some fair work, but I have got a massive amount of space to work with here. I can build one hell of a correctional facility if I plan this out right. So what I need to do off camera is write up some floor plans. Probably do that on my computer here. Write up some floor plans, come up with where everything's going to be, how it's all going to look, where I'm going to put the guards, that sort of thing. And then next episode we're going to lay out the floor plan. But I hope you guys have enjoyed my comeback. I know it's been a quiet, rather anticlimactic one, but I hope you enjoy the comeback. Stay tuned for more. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because I will be doing some more of these. There's a promise this time. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.